Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Demo Jam for June 2021. We are excited to be here today. We've got a focus on healthcare apps. We want to make sure that you follow along on Twitter. You should go out there and use the hashtag DemoJam to check out what we're doing. But you know what? I also have to introduce my co-hosts. Well, first I should say who I am. My name is Jeff Gross, and I'm a Salesforce MVP. I always have along with me Joshua Hoskins, a great friend of mine, as well as Amanda Nelson, who's from the AppExchange, another great friend. Hello, Joshua. Hey, Amanda.
Hello, so excited to be here today. It's going to be a
Hello,
great
great to be here.
one.
Very excited about everyone we have.
It is. It's a great day for healthcare apps, and we're going to see a number of them. So today we're going to hear from Odaseva, Sitecall, Prolific, Highland, Schedulo, and Axtria. So before we can get into it, though, we have to quickly run through what the rules of a demo jam are. And Joshua, you've always been entrusted to keep the rules. So why don't you tell us what they are?
Absolutely, Jeff. Thanks so much. There are 3 minutes allowed, no more, but you can do less. 0 slides, and the winner with bragging rights to take home the trophy and show it in their home office. Those are the rules, and I think we're ready to get started.
Well, then let's do it. First up today, we have Axtria. Axtria is a global provider of cloud software and data analytics in the life sciences industry. They help life sciences companies transform the product commercialization journey to drive sales growth and improve healthcare outcomes for patients. Axtria partners with leading life sciences companies to deliver improved health solutions and seamlessly interweaving information, analytics, technology, and all of it on the cloud. Axtria Sales IQ is a comprehensive end-to-end sales planning and operations platform to the global life sciences industry. They deliver intuitive, self-service ready capabilities and meaningful, timely insights that help customers in an enriching patient lives and outcomes. Currently, there's 66,000 sales reps out there using Axtria Sales IQ, and 15 of the top 20 pharma companies. Hey, that's a pretty big number. So to show us exactly what Axtria does, I've got Charlie with me. Charlie, are you ready?
Set.
All right. Well, Charlie, we see your screen and we hear you. So Charlie, your 3 minutes begins now.
All right. Thank you guys for giving us this opportunity. Axtria Sales IQ facilitates end-to-end sales planning and operations for the life sciences industry. The product handles everything from segmentation and targeting to alignment and roster management to call planning, and finally, but certainly not least, incentive management and compensation. So we're going to take a look at some of the features today, starting from the perspective of a sales operations planner. What you see right now is our segmentation feature. Segmentation helps sales planners to identify high-value customers using various analytical methods. Once the customers are segmented, our targeting feature helps with resource allocation decisions, like how many interactions a rep should have with customers, how those interactions could vary across the different segments, and whether there's enough capacity to execute on all the desired interactions. Our targeting feature gives users the ability to analyze this data and make informed decisions as they go about their planning exercise. I'm sorry. After customer segments and targets are identified, the sales planner uses an alignment feature to design well-balanced territories. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Things timed out on me. So using map-based views and embedded analytics, the sales planner can design well-balanced territories and make sure that the territories have the best coverage from a rep to customer perspective. Now that territories are defined, planners move on to call planning. Now, in today's environment, planners need to account for both personal and non-personal contact channels. As such, they have the ability to select which channels to include. The product then creates a plan optimized across those channels and balances those territories for workload. Another very important piece about customer contact is that we need to make sure that we are baking in channel preference information and channel consent information to make sure that customers are contacted in the way they want and only through channels that they want. And once the call plan is defined, we provide a series of out-of-the-box metrics for the call planner to analyze the call plan and define it and determine its effectiveness before it's rolled out to the field. Our field users then have the ability to know that there's a call plan cycle available to them. They can provide feedback on the call plan, which is their opportunity to use their local knowledge and their customer-specific knowledge.
Oh, right. I think we got really close to the end there, Charlie. And I tell you what, it's amazing what you can do inside of this, because as I'm looking at everything that you demonstrated to us, this had to have been done in spreadsheets and all kinds of other tools before, but now you're linking it directly between the doctors, the patients, anybody else who needs to be involved in the process. You're allocating the right resources, you're scheduling them out, you're looking at capacity planning, you're able to understand what needs to be done and who's available with the right skill sets, with the right outcome, with the right necessary activities, and then being able to track it all back. And the visualizations that you have in there, being able to see this and the use of color, the use of the charts in it, makes it really easy to understand. So I can see why this is really necessary for especially pharma reps out there, but it looks like there's a lot more to it as well. So I really appreciate you doing the demo. I'm going to hand it over to Amanda and see what we've got for an audience question.
Yes, thank you, and great demo. If you have any questions for the partners today, please pop them in the chat and we will do our best to answer them live. The question we have for Axtria is, can you give an example of how your solution has helped commercial type healthcare industry during the pandemic?
Yeah, so during the pandemic, one of the obvious things that our sales reps and sales teams couldn't do was do face-to-face visits. So during this time, we accelerated the development of a multi-channel call planning capability and product so that we can look at not just face-to-face interactions, but create call plans that included non-personal interactions like email and or even virtual detailing. So that is out in the market today. And we are evolving that over the next few months to not just be about multi-channel call planning, but also omni-channel planning overall.
Excellent. Well, there's a good outcome that came from that then. So it accelerated the development of additional features, and I'm glad that you're able to put those in there. Awesome, Charlie. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being our first demoer. To get into the next one, I'm going to hand it over to Joshua. Who have you got?
Thanks a lot, Jeff. Next up is Highland. Highland provides seamless access to critical content in the same Salesforce environment you use to provide a complete 360-degree view of the customer. With 11 years as the Gartner Magic Quadrant leader, Highland is a leading content service provider that enables thousands of organizations to focus on what they do best and deliver experiences to people they serve. Highland believes that technology should transform the way that you work so that you can be more informed, empowered, and connected. Today with us, we have Glenn and Jonathan. Are you all out there?
Yes.
Awesome. Over to you. Your 3 minutes starts now. Good luck.
The goal of all healthcare organizations is to have content patients, content knowing that they are in capable hands, content that their provider is doing everything that they can to help them, and content in their interactions. In Salesforce, you have access to all kinds of clinical data about your patients, but that's not enough. You also have all kinds of essential documentation that follows every patient: insurance cards, ID documents, correspondence, medical images, and much more. This unstructured content cannot be an afterthought in patient care. The key to having content patients lies in patient content.
In this example, a care coordinator is now reviewing some of the unstructured content from the on-base integration for Salesforce, where users have instant access to easily import, retrieve, and view related content. We have configured retrieval to only display the specific content they're allowed access to. Seeing that the insurance card is expired, the care coordinator is able to use the import function of OnBase to capture the updated card that Scott has provided. You'll see in this example that the keyword values have been automatically populated based on the configured Salesforce field mappings. Alternatively, Scott could upload his latest document through the healthcare system's patient portal, where it will also become part of his OnBase record and available from this very same view. We'll move over now to the patient engagement console view in Salesforce as Scott presents for his future visit. The provider is now looking through Scott's documentation, and they're able to see that an insurance card has been recently updated and the status is now reflecting that it is active. This provider also has access to additional clinical content as her role allows, such as Scott's operative report, progress notes, consent forms, discharge summaries, and much more. If the provider would also like to access clinical images associated with Scott's visit, the Highland Clinician window allows clinicians to seamlessly interact with a patient's medical record where they can manage, navigate, and view both DICOM and non-DICOM content. In this example, a clinician might want to take a look at a quick reference view of an MRI. Access to a full visualization session is also available if desired via a pop-out to the Nilrees Enterprise Imaging Viewer. In addition to the Salesforce Health Cloud, OnBase and Highland Clinician window also integrate directly to the EMR, thus providing a consistent and connected experience throughout the enterprise.
So as you can see, to have truly content patients, you need to elegantly manage patient content. And you can do that with OnBase and Salesforce. Thank you, and we'd love to hear your questions.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Glenn and Jonathan. It was a great demo. I love that you have the information available and accessible at the right time for the provider or the healthcare coordinator. This is really awesome to be able to have something literally at your fingertips to be able to make sure that you're providing an integrated experience to the patient. And that is truly amazing. So thanks so much for the demo today. Amanda, what questions do we have out there from the audience?
Sure. The question is, are you able to integrate content with other areas of Salesforce and with Highland Content Platform? And if so, how is that all configured?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have Salesforce integration apps available on the AppExchange for OnBase, Perceptive Content, and our Alfresco platform. All of these apps are configurable through an administrative page within Salesforce that lets you add the integration to almost any area within Salesforce and map them to Salesforce objects and even in custom objects as well.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Jeff, who do we have up next?
All right. Well, Prolific is next. Prolific's native Salesforce first enablement allows Salesforce customers to reimagine the art of account-based selling. Their apps extend Salesforce's core capabilities with key account relationships and digital content management that boosts the ability of the platform to capitalize on strategic relationships and gives advisors the complete 360-degree account view that every Salesforce user craves. So with me today, I have some special guests. I have Dr. Ace and Dr. Crush with me today. Are you two out there, and are you ready to do it in 3 minutes?
We are here and we're ready to go.
Fantastic. Your 3 minutes begins now. Good luck.
Awesome. Good morning and good afternoon. I am Dr. Ace, and joining me is my respected colleague, Dr. Crush. Today, we are going to show how Prolific puts the heartbeat back into your relationships. Ready, Dr. Crush?
Let's roll, Dr. Ace.
Excellent. Building customer relationships is critical because they increase sales and reduce customer attrition. That is why Prolific brings relationships back into CRM. Our 100% native applications enable customers to strategically manage relationships, digital content, and key accounts, unlocking the investment they have made in their CRM strategy. Since our apps are native, they can be downloaded in minutes and enables customers to leverage the HIPAA compliance of the Salesforce platform and the advantages of the Salesforce One mobile app. Now, Dr. Crush, let's talk about how medical device companies are using Prolific Relationship Map to bring their Salesforce contacts to life by analyzing account relationships and identifying contacts who help close more opportunities.
Absolutely. Let's get started.
Fantastic. Here we are on the relationship map. This is where med device reps begin to visualize key stakeholders, understand their level of influence, and also create customizable groups based on criteria such as location, team, or hospital unit. They can also easily search existing contacts within the account and then drag and drop them into a new map. From here, they can also create a new contact or placeholder. Now that we can see who's who, the reps can begin to identify sentiment by navigating to the influence chart, where they can visualize blockers, supporters, influencers, and champions, as well as their level of influence within the company. With Relationship Map, medical device teams are able to map out direct and indirect relationships between key stakeholders. For example, they can connect the relationship between doctors or understand their relationship to another department. They can also visualize how contacts are connected within their hospital. This visualization is great, Dr. Crush, but can you show me if this is compatible with Quip?
Great question. Prolific Relationship Map has a bidirectional sync with Quip, and as you see now, I'm in the walls of Quip. I can quickly jump into Ben Schilling's contact information and update his level of support and level of influence. Once updated in Quip, it'll be updated with inside the Salesforce Relationship Map. This Salesforce relationship map allows a bidirectional sync with Quip that enhances adoption and ensures information is updated in real time.
Do you mind if we jump into reporting real quick?
Sure, let's jump over to some dashboards. From here, we can see the number of stakeholders in an account, the movement of stakeholders, and understand recent activity.
So this enables leadership to gain actionable insights around key stakeholders to easily drive strategy and deepen relationships.
That is correct. Now back to you, Dr. Ace.
Wow, thanks, Dr. Crush. As you can see, Prolific Relationship Map enables teams to visually identify champions, earmark supporters, and flag blockers, driving actionable insights to close more deals natively in Salesforce. Visit us on.
There we go. I was reaching for the button there because I thought you were right at that moment. Wow, that was a lot. Now, first off, I like graphics and visualization, and the idea of being able to understand the relationship of all of your contacts inside of Salesforce. Obviously, this makes so much sense for the process of selling, because you need to understand who's influencing who and where those relationships are. But then the ease of being able to add on there that they work together at a hospital in the past, being able to show that on there, not always based on the pick list values that may be in there that you have to select from, but being able to do that as a free-form text. And then at first you had the full screen view there, and then I was like, well, wait a second, I'm not seeing the Salesforce interface, but then it shrunk down into the page that we normally see. And then you wowed me with the idea of having Quip integration going back and forth bidirectionally. Fantastic stuff. So congratulations, doctors. I want to give it over to Amanda to see what is our audience question today.
Yes. So the question to the doctors is, you mentioned driving adoption in the demo. Can you elaborate a bit more on how that works?
Absolutely. We did mention driving adoption, and that's because we're 100% native, which means we are native on the front end and native on the back end. And that's a game changer because it allows customers to leverage the investment that they've made in Salesforce, being able to leverage everything from data, administration, mobility to security, bringing the most valuable selling motions back into CRM, giving sales and service teams the single source of truth as it relates to the customer's 360, which hence drives value and further adoption.
You know, I think it's probably often overlooked how much risk there is if you don't have all that information within a secured system like Salesforce that can manage every bit of it, because every additional system that you add onto it introduces risk. And the fact that you're bringing it into here where it's trusted, where people can audit it, you've got all the audit trails that you need. Fantastic stuff. So congratulations, doctors. You've done well today. We are going to move on to our next demo with Joshua here. Joshua, who have you got for us?
Cool, thanks a lot, Jeff. Next up is Odaseva. Odaseva is the leading enterprise data platform for Salesforce, designed for large data volumes and complex data models. Odaseva offers Salesforce architects and platform owners the most powerful tools available to solve problems at the foundation of the Salesforce data value chain: data protection, data privacy, and data agility. Global industry leaders like Schneider Electric and Manulife rely on Odaseva to ensure business continuity, respect customers, regulators, and easily move data to any Salesforce environment or system where it can deliver value with the strongest security, performance, and enterprise and expertise available. With us today, we've got Paul and Oscar, who are just going to show us how Odaseva does all of that in 3 minutes or less. Paul, Oscar, you out there?
I am here.
Awesome.
Oscar?
Over to you. 3 minutes or less. Don't forget, your time starts now. Good luck.
All right, it is 6:15 p.m. on a Friday. You're getting ready to go home, and suddenly you get a call from the front desk. Who's there? The FBI, the FDA, and several other regulators, and they want to see the vaccine trial data right now. But that was the data that this morning, the junior admin, who is the CEO's cousin, accidentally overwrote. Now, Oscar, you've got to save me. Use Odaseva in the time it takes him to get up here on the elevator to get that data back.
Thanks, Paul. All right, so the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is log into the Salesforce Org. One thing that I do have set up is data monitoring on the Salesforce Org, which will notify us if we see a huge amount of deltas between the backups that we take. Here, I go ahead and see on the contacts object, I look at the email address on the contact records. And one anomaly that I see very quickly is that the email address has been overridden for all the contacts. All right, so to restore this, I'm just going to go back into Odaseva. Go ahead and select the org that we've taken the backup of. Select the same for the target org that we want to restore the records into. Go ahead and click Next. Here, I already have a backup of my contact object that I've taken before. Click Next, walk through the process of just restoring the data. Enter in the statement that you understand that this will modify the org. Go ahead and hit Launch and hit Confirm.
While Oscar's doing that, I'm getting ready for plan B to get on a plane to Argentina if this doesn't work.
All right, so once we've launched the job, we're taken here to the job itself with the status set to not started. The job has been created and we're just waiting for the platform to start running. All right, so very quickly, you can see that the job's changed from status to not started to completed. Go ahead and click on the logs. And I just verify that the result is what I expected, 21 contacts restored from 21 total in the backup. Move over back to
Hurry up,
Salesforce.
Oscar, I hear him knocking at the door.
Refresh the contact list. And there I go ahead and see that the email address has been restored for all my contact records. Back to you, Paul.
That's amazing. The data's back. You can do it for multiple records, thousands of records, a single record. It's one single part of what we offer in the life science and healthcare industries. And we do it with a way that keeps your data private to you without giving us the ability to see it. And that, in less than 3 minutes, is how I avoided going back to prison or heading to Argentina.
Awesome. I'd like to be in Argentina right now. I don't know about you, but you're safe at home. So congratulations on doing a demo in 3 minutes or less. You know, what's great about data privacy security is you have a lot of stakeholders in the data value chain. And it's very important that organizations stay compliant and also the data stays accurate with the level of integrity that is super high so that people don't have to go to jail. Thanks a lot, Paul and Oscar.
Thank you.
Adam, I'm sorry, Amanda, what questions do we have out there from the audience?
Yeah, we definitely don't want you going to jail, but the question is around that. How do you work well in a highly regulated environment?
It's an excellent question. You know, every company in our space provides some degree of data security. It's typically one layer, and one layer can be pretty easily broken. Odaseva uses a defense in depth. There are multiple layers. There are the certifications, the ISO, the SOC 2 compliancy, and 5 levels of encryption. And that's what provides our ability to operate in this environment without compromising your data.
Awesome. And I'm really scared. Don't break me like that, please. All right. The strength of Odaseva prevails. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your demo today. Jeff, who is up next?
I am going to tell you all about Sitecall. Sitecall is a live virtual assistance platform that combines live video, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence that helps the healthcare industry to resolve issues remotely. We know it costs a lot to go out and solve things, as well as, hey, it doesn't happen timely if you don't have to send somebody out there, it's going to be resolved faster. So Sitecalls Platform allows interaction with patients in real time. This addresses the health and safety of all parties involved and immediately addresses patient concerns through the use of live video, pictures, annotations, and document sharing. So I'm actually pretty excited to see this demo, and I've got Tyler and Adrian with me today. Are you two ready to show us in 3 minutes or less how exactly this works?
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, you get ready because your time begins now.
All right, great. Thank you. So, in a post pandemic world, it's critical to provide excellent virtual care for your patients who are at home. And I'm going to show you how you can achieve that with Sitecall in Salesforce Health Cloud. I'm acting as the care provider, and I go find my next patient. And clicking on that record, I'm going to find that follow up. And from here, what I really want to do is send them an invite, right, to start an easy video session so that we can help support and help figure out their issues they're having with a blood pressure monitor. With the Sitecall widget, you'll notice that the phone number is already pre-populated from the record, and we're just sending a text, something very easy to kick off. That patient will click through some terms and conditions and start their session. Great. So, hey, Adrian.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So first thing I want to do is take a look at your new blood pressure monitor. I'm going to switch your camera. And what I'd like to do is take a look at the serial number. So let's take a scan of that. So if you can put that inside the box, terrific. We're going to do an optical character recognition. And then from that, I'm hoping to do a lookup against your blood pressure monitor. Switching camera back. If you want to go ahead and start sliding that on while I find your device, looks like we have, this photo of your serial number we can save into our records. So I'm going to copy and paste your device number and do a lookup. It looks like you have a Withings BPN Connect. Terrific. I'm going to save that into your records, and then we can kind of get started, maybe taking your first measurement. So I'm going to pause the screen or pause your camera, and right here, I'm going to annotate it for us. That is actually the power button and the measure button. So if you could double click that and start measuring, you'll feel it inflate, and it's going to eventually feed that data into your record for us. Is it inflating okay over there?
Yes.
Great. All right. So once that kind of data comes over, we can take a look for those results. I'm going to refresh this tab and see if it's in yet. Great, there's your results. Okay, so 122/75 for your first blood pressure reading. That's terrific. Keep up the good work. What I'd like to do is I'd like you to take a measurement each week, and then our Einstein AI within Salesforce will notify me if anything's out of range. Does that sound okay?
That sounds perfect.
Great. So what we've shown today is live video support for your patients with Sitecall within Salesforce Health Cloud. Thanks, everyone.
Boom, and you finished with 5 seconds left. So wow, that was impressive. So a couple of things that I noticed out of there. Number one, the ease of being able to jump into it and being able to pre-populate the phone number, sending it off to them, going through the terms and conditions to make sure that they agree, then having the OCR. That was crazy to be able to look at the bottom of the device, copy it there, and then be able to have you thought ahead to think, okay, well, it's enough to have it there. Don't make them drag over the thing and hit right click and copy and then paste. Instead, you got the copy button right there. You go and you look up the asset, you have it all in there, and then being able to go through and annotate, hey, which button should I be pressing? Because hey, some of these things can be confusing. You're really making it simple, and you can get a lot more information so quickly, and your patients are going to be able to know, hey, I'm getting the help that I need without having to wait in line, go into a clinic or any place else like that. So boom, fantastic. And I like to see all this stuff inside of Salesforce. Wow. Amanda, I'm going to give it to you and just see, what did our audience come up with for a question today?
Yeah, that was a great demo. That felt like the 3 minutes just flew by. I was totally in it. Great job. So the question is, can Sitecall be used in a HIPAA compliant manner?
Yeah, thanks, Amanda. So absolutely. We have many customers that are using Sitecall in Salesforce in a HIPAA compliant manner. And we meet all those relevant, technical dependencies, whether it's, data protection or, data encryption protection, whether it's data in motion or at rest. And we're also willing to sign a business associate agreement to formalize that responsibility, for structure with HIPAA compliancy.
And that says a lot right there. The fact that you're willing to sign the business service agreement, and that way you're as a part of the entire trust network there. And obviously we all put trust in Salesforce. Your customers are putting their trust in your solution tied to Salesforce. Fantastic stuff. I like it. Thank you so much for being here
Awesome.
today.
Thanks, Jeff.
You bet. Joshua, we got one more to go, don't we?
We do. Everyone stay tuned. There'll be an opportunity to vote for your best Demo Jam contestant. Coming up, we've got Schedulo. Schedulo offers Salesforce native HIPAA compliant solutions for healthcare organizations that not only empower healthcare employees to provide the best care, but also improve on the patient experience. Today, Victoria is going to show us how Schedulo's robust, offline capable mobile app for healthcare employees is a perfect complement to Salesforce's patient engagement platform, together delivering personalized care to the right patient in the right place at the right time. Victoria, are you out there?
Yes, can you hear me?
We can, and your 3 minutes starts now. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks, Salesforce. Schedulo are so happy to be here today. I'm going to be taking you through the Schedulo mobile app for healthcare. The mobile app allows you to ensure continuity of care. For your patients, you take their details, you upload them into the mobile app, and it is then uploaded real time into Salesforce because we are native Salesforce app to the Salesforce platform. The mobile app is fully offline capable. So if your healthcare employees are out in the field, they lose network connectivity, they can continue using the mobile app. They can update the job, and then when they are back in network range, it will automatically update the Salesforce backend so that it is then fully reportable on. We then have the ability to be able to empower your employees whilst they are out in the field to be able to deliver quality healthcare without being hindered by technology. So we're logging into the mobile app today as Tony, and he is a field-based nurse. He sees his agenda, his jobs for today or for the week or for the month. He selects the relevant job that he wishes to progress with. He's presented with high-level patient details. So we can see here just high-level details in regards to Shauna. We can see her contact information. We can see her date of birth, her medical ID. But front and center is the important alerts that Tony, as the nurse, needs to be aware of. The fact that she is severely allergic to nuts. Because as healthcare providers, you need to ensure consistent, relevant care, because it may not always be the same nurse, the same carer that goes out to view that patient and look after that patient. And they need to have access to historic support notes, historic visits. And this is what the Schedulo mobile app provides. Now, Tony now has access to Shauna's support plan, the support plan that resides within Salesforce against Shauna's record. He can go in and view her must-read details, so her blood pressure, her sugar levels. He can also go in and view the support guidance, the fact that she has some allergies, that she's currently on antibiotics. But also as well to be able to view the medication that has been prescribed by her GP. He can see how it needs to be administered, so he can see the dosage and the frequency to ensure that he is providing and administrating that correctly to provide quality patient care. As we know, he also needs to have access to historical notes in regards to previous visits that have been made by by his colleagues. So we can go in and view those notes, date and time stamp. He could add in his own notes. If required, he can also take a patient's signature, be able to add that against the record, and that will automatically upload into Salesforce. Schedulo mobile app is giving you a unique interface to be able to seamlessly deliver healthcare.
Oh, just in time. Thank you so much for that demo. Talk about data available at your fingertips. That was a lot. You showed signatures uploading into Salesforce. You showed data available at the right time. But the most important thing is to be able to understand patient history and also really important notifications. So not only scheduling the appointment and being able to understand capacity and the logistics of making sure you have the correct number of people scheduled for the providers to actually see, but it also acts as an information system to be able to display valuable patient data so that they can proceed with their job, knowing that the patient has an allergy and things like that. And they can be respectful of the different alerts that they have inside of the application. Thank you so much, Victoria, for showing all of this today. Really great to see how you all are innovating in the space from a mobile app on Salesforce. Amanda, what questions do we have out there for Schedulo?
Yes, great demo. Love seeing the mobile capabilities. The question is, does it have any capabilities to dynamically pick and choose doctors as well as their availability to avoid wait times and for better user experience?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we can do is we put in the relevant skills, the relevant tags, we put in all of the relevant resources within the scheduling so that when the individual
I'm having a little trouble hearing Victoria. I don't know if it's just me, Jeff.
It's all of us, I believe, but
Okay.
yeah, we were getting it there, and man, that's
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to mute her, and then hopefully she can come back and give that answer when she's available. She's still trying to make it work.
All right, I'll go ahead and
Wow.
share my screen. It's only one time. Here we go. I think this is the screen, and the time is now, right, everyone?
That's correct. We are launching the poll. It is up. It is available to everybody who is joining us today, not the panelists, of course, but everybody else. So vote now. We will leave voting open until we have reached majority vote or 3 minutes, whichever comes first. Again, we had Axtria, Sitecall, Highland, Prolific, Schedulo, and Odaseva. What great demos we had today, Jeff and Joshua. What'd you guys think?
I was really impressed with the mobile capabilities. I mean, I don't know if it's been quite a while since we've seen anything that's been demoed completely mobile, no desktop app itself. And to be able to see how much information was available out there, which I honestly thought it was going to be about scheduling completely, but now being able to bring in all that other relevant information, especially around the allergies, and being able to produce a meaningful, impactful visit, and then ensuring the safety of the patient. I mean, that was fantastic.
Yes.
Joshua, how about you?
Yeah, and I just love the patient-centric aspect that everyone has displayed here today. The ability to understand what the healthcare industry has done in the time of crisis with COVID-19 and everything going on in the world today. All these partners have really stepped up and provided amazing solutions for healthcare providers in a secure, relevant way to make sure that all of our data in terms of consumers stay safe and limit the exposure with all the crazy things that are going out there over the internet today. So great job to everyone.
And we chuckle about that we don't want to have anybody end up in prison or leaving the country, but at the same time, the reality is it is so important. And so that's obviously why Salesforce puts trust as their number one value, so that we put trust in the system. These vendors, these AppExchange partners, they're providing solutions that realize how important it is. And so ensuring that security and trust is, frankly amazing. And being able to retrieve data, being able to help patients at the point of, hey, you're not going to have to wait to come into the clinic to get help. We've got the help right here for you. I mean, we saw some fun demos today, and people had fun with it, right?
Absolutely. We saw doctors, we saw nurses. Having fun with the Demo Jam is always a pleasure, and hosting it with you all. But the most important thing is all of these AppExchange partners are available on the AppExchange, and you can take availability of all of their solutions just from going to the AppExchange listing and clicking download with your system administrator's permission to be able to take advantage of the capabilities that you've seen here today. So looking forward to that, Jeff.
And we have a winner.
Well, who is it, Amanda? Let's hear.
The winner is Schedulo.
Nice.
Congratulations, Schedulo. Would you like to come off mute and say a few words?
That's brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to present today. We absolutely appreciate it. And I've thoroughly enjoyed doing the demonstration today. And I apologize that my sound went, it just cut off and then I came back on. So I apologize for that. But thank you to everybody that voted for Schedulo.
Well, thank you. A nice shiny trophy will be coming your way. But everybody's a winner because we had so many amazing demos today and appreciate it. And thank you, Jeff and Joshua, for hosting. As always, you are the best. Thank you
always a
all
pleasure.
for attending. We couldn't have these demo jams without you and without our partners. Join us every third Thursday for demo jams. Our next one is Admin Apps, July 15. So because you're registered, all you have to do is show up and join us again. We will see you there. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.